Here's your wrestling news for January 26, 2026. Your headlines for today include: deleted Instagram post may have spoiled AJ Styles vs. Gunther result, WWE officials concerned after dangerous spot in Styles vs. Nakamura, botches, injuries, and mistimed spots, 5 things that went wrong at Saturday night's main event. WWE fans react strongly to Triple H Io Sky backstage moment, some called it inappropriate. WWE fan attacked Drew McIntyre backstage after beating Cody Rhodes. Star rejects TNA contract extension, chooses AEW instead. Roxanne Perez breaks character after disrespectful fan comment at Saturday night's main event. WWE referee Daphanie LaShaunn gives health update after terrifying accident, and more. AJ Styles may have already come to terms with retirement months ago, at least according to a now deleted Instagram story from Shinsuke Nakamura that has quickly sparked widespread discussion among fans. Styles is set to face Gunther at Royal Rumble 2026 in a career-ending match where a loss would bring his in-ring career to a close. While many initially viewed the stipulation as standard WWE drama, Nakamura's recent comments suggest the decision may have been made long before the match was even announced. The revelation came from a diary-style entry Nakamura shared following their encounter at Saturday night's main event on January 24th. In the post, Nakamura reflected on a private moment involving Styles that dates back to WWE's October 2025 international tour. During last year's Australia tour and a house show in Melbourne, AJ gave a speech after the match. Listening to it, it was clear he was thanking the fans, but somehow it felt like he was hinting that retirement might not be that far away. That same tour later continued into Japan, where the two longtime rivals reportedly shared a personal conversation while traveling to a meet-and-greet event. Nakamura admitted that Styles' surprise decision to retire at the Royal Rumble caught him off guard, prompting him to push for one final match. "I asked him, 'When are you going to retire?' Nakamura recalled. He answered, 'The Royal Rumble, I've already decided. Before you retire, I want to wrestle you one more time,' he remembered saying. AJ nodded. Nakamura's deleted Instagram story aligns closely with previous reporting from PW Insider Elite. According to the outlet, Styles had internally selected Royal Rumble as the location for his final match, with WWE beginning preparations for his retirement well before WrestleMania 42 entered the conversation. While several options were reportedly discussed, Royal Rumble ultimately became the chosen stage. Nakamura closed his post by reflecting on their shared history, including their acclaimed 2016 clash at Wrestle Kingdom 10 and the mutual respect the two have carried throughout their WWE careers. With the stakes now clearer than ever, the question remains whether Royal Rumble 2026 will truly mark the end of AJ Styles' in-ring journey, or if this revelation is part of a larger narrative still unfolding. Do you believe AJ Styles is genuinely retiring at Royal Rumble 2026, or is WWE setting the stage for an unexpected twist? Share your thoughts below. Several moments at Saturday night's main event did not unfold as intended, resulting in a series of visible miscues, injuries that viewers quickly picked up on. One of the most notable breakdowns occurred during the closing sequence of the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Roxanne Perez connected with Pop Rocks, and the planned finish called for Rhea Ripley to enter the ring and break up the pin. Ripley arrived late, missing her cue, which forced the referee to abruptly stop the count mid-motion. The timing issue created an awkward pause that drew a muted crowd reaction, clearly not the response WWE would have wanted for a title match finish. In addition to the timing error, the match also featured legitimate physical damage. Both women's tag team champions suffered visible lacerations. Ripley sustained a deep cut in the shoulder area, though it remains unclear exactly when during the match the injury occurred. Io Sky was also seen bleeding from the mouth, which is believed to have happened after taking a stiff knee strike from Liv Morgan. While some fans speculated the shot may have been a receipt following their previous encounter, there has been no official confirmation of that interpretation. The match also included a noticeable in-ring mistake when Io Sky overshot a moonsault attempt. While the landing was not clean, enough contact was made for Perez to sell the move, preventing a potentially more serious outcome. High-risk aerial maneuvers carry inherent risk, and this was one of those instances where the margin for error was evident. Another miscue took place during the Cody Rhodes-Jacob Fatu brawl. In one of the segment's most ambitious spots, Fatu climbed to the top rope and leapt towards Rhodes and a group of WWE officials. However, Fatu completely missed Rhodes on the dive, forcing Rhodes to fall without visible contact. Despite the lack of impact, the spot continued as planned, though the miss was clear on replay. The night's final eyebrow-raising moment came during the AJ Styles Shinsuke Nakamura match. Styles delivered a Kinshasa-style knee strike with such force that the referee's shocked reaction was clearly visible on camera. The stiffness of the move immediately raised concern among viewers, but Fightful later reported that Nakamura was not injured as a result of the strike. While none of the incidents appear to have resulted in serious injury, Saturday night's main event featured an unusually high number of moments where timing, execution, or physical impact did not go according to plan, something fans were quick to notice as the show unfolded. Did any of these moments stand out to you the most, or do you see them as part of the unpredictable nature of live wrestling? Share your thoughts below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Vince Russo has taken a strong issue with a moment that aired on WWE Unreal, arguing that it crossed a professional line that should not be blurred in any workplace setting. During a recent live stream, Russo reacted to footage showing Io Sky jumping into Triple H's arms backstage. While some fans viewed the moment as harmless, Russo framed his criticism around professionalism, boundaries, and the message such interactions send within a locker room environment. Drawing from his decades of experience across multiple wrestling companies, Russo stressed that he has never witnessed similar behavior involving top executives and talent. For him, the concern extends beyond the clip itself and speaks to the culture that made the moment feel acceptable. I don't inappropriately hug JCW female wrestlers. JCW female wrestlers do not hop in my arms and straddle me, bro. So I've got absolutely nothing to hide, and that is what I want to talk about today. Russo then outlined his extensive background in wrestling to emphasize that his comments were rooted in first-hand experience rather than speculation. I've worked in a WWE locker room, I've worked in a WCW locker room, I've worked in a TNA locker room, I've worked in a JCW locker room, and in all those locker rooms for all those years did I never ever see a female talent jumping in the arms of the boss and straddling him. He continued by citing examples of past authority figures in wrestling, noting that he never observed similar interactions during his time in the industry. I never saw Luna Vachon straddle Vince McMahon. I never saw Medusa jump into the arms of Eric Bischoff and straddle him. I never saw Bubba Ray Dudley jump into the arms and straddle Dixie Carter. Why have I not seen it, bro? I'll tell you why. Because it's inappropriate behavior. According to Russo, what troubles him most is not the visual itself, but what it suggests about the backstage environment and how talent may be conditioned to interact with management. The problem isn't so much the act, the problem is, why did Io Sky think that was okay? So obviously in that working environment, with Triple H being the boss, Io Sky felt that was okay. That's the issue. Russo closed his argument by reiterating that, regardless of how close-knit wrestling locker rooms can become, professional boundaries should remain intact. You're not friends with talent, bro, you're not friends with talent. It's a business, you're a professional, and they're a professional. While opinions on the moment remain divided, Russo's comments have added fuel to an ongoing debate about workplace boundaries in wrestling and the kind of backstage culture WWE chooses to present publicly. What's your take on Russo's criticism? Was the moment harmless, or does it raise valid concerns about professionalism behind the scenes? Drew McIntyre's reign as WWE Champion has clearly struck a nerve with some fans, and according to McIntyre himself, one recent backstage encounter went far beyond standard heckling. Appearing on TMZ's Inside the Ring, McIntyre shared a story from a recent show involving a fan who won a raffle for a backstage meet and greet. The fan chose to meet McIntyre, despite being informed that Cody Rhodes was also available. Drew said, "There was one incident actually at a show last week. Somebody won a raffle to meet a superstar backstage, and they asked me to do it. I said, 'Are you sure? You know Cody's on the show, right? He's the big good guy. I'm kind of controversial, in the middle.' And they went, 'No, everyone wants to see you.' When McIntyre arrived for the meet and greet, the situation quickly escalated. He recalled that the fan became visibly upset over Rhodes losing the championship and physically lunged at him, prompting immediate intervention from security. The guy came back and lunged at me and said, 'That's Cody's title,' swung at me. Security had to get between us and I calmed him down. We got a picture together. I said, 'We'll get a picture with the title.' He was really genuinely upset. It was great." Even after security diffused the moment enough for a photo, McIntyre said the tension didn't fully disappear. Instead, the interaction turned into something he embraced rather than avoided. As soon as we took the picture, he started mouthing off again, so I stepped back, moved the security guard between us, raised the title, and just went and ran off like a child. McIntyre used the story to underline the type of reaction he values most from fans: passion, even when it's hostile. I want fans like that. As long as you're passionate, you're making noise, there's nothing worse than somebody just sitting there on their hands, not making noise whatsoever. While the incident raises questions about fan behavior crossing physical boundaries, McIntyre made it clear he views intense reactions as proof that his character is resonating. Whether fans are cheering or furious, the WWE Champion appears to be leaning fully into the chaos that comes with holding the top title. Do you think the fan crossed the line, or is this the kind of raw reaction that proves wrestling is working? Share your thoughts below. Killer Kelly's departure from TNA is no longer just a reported development, it's now been confirmed in her own words. After earlier reports indicated that her contract quietly expired at the end of December 2025, Kelly addressed the situation directly on January 25, 2026. In a detailed public statement, the former Knockout standout confirmed that TNA had offered her a contract extension, but both sides ultimately agreed not to move forward, officially bringing her run with the company to an end. In her message, Kelly reflected positively on her time in TNA and credited the creative team for helping elevate her presentation, specifically pointing to the growth of her promo work and her involvement in major storylines during her tenure. With that chapter now officially closed, attention has naturally shifted toward what could come next for Kelly and whether another major platform is already on the horizon. According to Fightful Select, Kelly was backstage at the January 14th episode of AEW Dynamite, the same night her fiancé Myron Reed was set to make his AEW debut. While no deal has been signed, the report noted that there are members of the roster who have said they would push for her to get aboard. For now, Kelly's future remains undecided. However, with her availability now confirmed and industry interest already being discussed behind the scenes, her next move is shaping up to be a situation worth closely monitoring. The WWE Universe is widely regarded as one of the most passionate fan bases in all of sports. That passion often translates into loud support and instant celebrity for performers, but at times, it can cross lines that should not be crossed. That line was crossed at Saturday night's main event 2026 during the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match when Roxanne Perez found herself at the center of an uncomfortable ringside moment. Perez, competing alongside Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, briefly broke character after being verbally targeted by a fan in the front row. A video clip from the match has since circulated widely online. In the footage, Perez is seen near ringside when a fan shouts an explicit insult at her, telling her she keeps flopping. The comment prompted an immediate reaction from Perez, who turned toward the fan and fired back. "Shut the f*** up," she responded. The exchange marked a rare moment where Perez stepped outside her on-screen persona, and it quickly sparked discussion among fans. Many have come out in support of the former NXT Women's Champion, criticizing the fan for crossing a personal boundary rather than engaging in standard crowd interaction. While WWE performers are expected to handle hostile reactions as part of live entertainment, the incident has reignited conversation about fan conduct and where the line between passion and disrespect should be drawn. The reaction online suggests that, for many viewers, that line was clearly crossed in this case. WWE referee Daphanie LaShaunn has spoken publicly for the first time following a frightening car accident that left both her and her husband, former WWE star Leon Ruff, shaken and injured. LaShaunn addressed the incident in an Instagram post, thanking fans for the outpouring of support and explaining why she had remained silent in the days immediately after the crash. "Thank you all for the well wishes and prayers," she wrote. "Last Sunday was very scary. We saw all the kind words and messages, just needed a few days to get our bearings and get things settled." She also reassured fans about her condition, confirming that while she is still recovering, her return is not far off. "I'll be back very soon, just need a little rest and recovery," LaShaunn added. "I love y'all so much. Always wear your seatbelt." The accident occurred on January 18th when the couple was rear-ended, leaving their vehicle completely totaled. Ruff initially shared the news, revealing that both had just returned from the hospital and were dealing with soreness, with LaShaunn experiencing the more significant discomfort. At the time, Ruff also reached out to fans and promoters for booking opportunities as they navigated the aftermath of the crash. While the incident was clearly traumatic, LaShawn's update offered reassurance and gratitude, bringing relief to fans concerned about her well-being and recovery timeline. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.